And this ain't financial advice. You know, when I was a kid, my grandfather used to always say, a man is not defined by the car that he drives or the job that he has. A man's not defined by the vacation he takes his family on or the presents he gets for Christmas or how much money he has in his bank account. A man is defined by the people that he has around him. A man is defined by how people feel about him, how people feel about you. And people are going to feel about you by the way that you treat them. Wise words from somebody who has lived a incredible life. And, you know, the Sundaeswap, Cardano, ISO that we're doing right now, this voting process. I mean, to say it doesn't have everyone a little like, it's exciting. It's nerve-wracking. It's like, will I be a part of it? Won't I be a part of it? Have I offered the community value? Have I helped onboard people into the Cardano ecosystem? Am I worthy of a vote to be given this rare opportunity to open the gates for the Cardano community to welcome in the DeFi world? Because it's coming. We know it's coming. We all have watched this project and this process come and come and come. And here we are at the gate. And I humbly ask you for your vote. And I hope that if I'm not your first choice, I'm at least your second choice. It's simple to vote. All you have to do is send 2.381 ADA from your own wallet to your own wallet. You copy the receiving address. You go to send. You paste your own receiving address. And you send 2.381 ADA to yourself. Transaction is confirmed. You just voted for Nerd and you delegate for Nerd. So SPOs, there's a lot of people here who would love to be a part of this, including myself, some much bigger than Nerd, some much smaller than Nerd. But I want to let you all know that I'm going to fight tooth and nail to show you that even if I don't win this election, even if I don't win this vote, that I have the heart to win this type of election in the future, because maybe I'm not the biggest platform. There's people with a lot bigger platforms than Nerd. We are somewhat of an underdog, if you ask me, and we don't have as much as certain other channels who have exponentially more than us, or certain stake pools that have exponentially more delegators. So keep Nerd in your minds, in your hearts. If I've ever made you laugh, if I've ever taken your stress away when you laugh at my silly shtick or my gimmicks or the things that I do here, put Nerd in your heart and put Nerd in your vote, because we are only going to bring more value, more content, and of course more entertainment to this ecosystem. Let's go over a little bit of the FAQ around this ISO. So what is SPO voting? Stake pool operators are going to be needed for the Sundaeswap ISO. In keeping with our goal of achieving decentralization, we have launched the SPO voting process so that the community can review the SPO applicants and select through their votes which ones will participate in the ISO. Everyone casting a vote will be able to choose their top two. The 30 SPOs, and I believe there's around 300 pools in the running, okay, including Nerd, Stake with Nerd, receiving the most votes will be offered the opportunity to become the SPOs for the ISO. If any selected SPO declines or is discovered to not be qualified, the next highest vote getting SPO will be included. In addition, the selected SPOs will also provide the scooper function after the DEX launches. For more information on the role of scoopers in the DEX, please see this article. Now you can click on this article if you want to get more information about what a scooper is. Of course, we'd love to run a scooper also for Sundaeswap, but first we need the votes. So the voting guide, let's go through a couple of these. The voting guide of allowing the community to vote on stake pool operators that will participate in the Sundaeswap initial stake pool offering will help meet our goal of letting our community choose which stake pool operators they prefer. Selecting the best SPOs is very important because they will also run the initial set of scoopers on the DEX. All these decks, big decks, little decks. See here, for the more information about scoopers. SPOs are very important because they will serve as the inaugural powerhouse of the Sundaeswap DEX, responsible for selecting, batching, and submitting transactions to fulfill end users' orders. Now that is so important. For Nerd to be responsible for opening up that ecosystem would be beyond an honor. It would be, you try not to care too much about this stuff, but being completely forthright, I care tremendously about this. I don't care about anything less than this at this point in time. I've worked so hard to build this channel, so hard to build the nerd pool, and so hard to foster the relationships with the people in it after I realized how important that was. Because you start YouTube, you're like going to get a bunch of views, but you don't necessarily realize that when you start YouTube that, wow, most of the time you actually spend talking to the community, getting to know the people in your community. Making the videos is actually half the battle. Actually being an active, engaged person with the people who care about you, that's actually half of at least what I consider the value that you can bring to people. So take a look at this. Okay, so voting guide. The purpose of allowing the community to vote on stake pool operators that will participate in the Sundaeswap initial stake pool offering is to help our goal of letting the community choose which SPOs they prefer. Selecting SPOs is very important because they will also run okay, we already read that part. Over time, the Sundaeswap DEX governance structures will likely adopt a more detailed selection process and approve additional scoopers to help the DEX scale to meet market demand. But for now, this vote is just about selecting the initial SPOs. So all you have to do, once again, is send 2.381 ADA to your own wallet from your own wallet in order to vote for Nerd and delegate for Nerd. We have a special little, check that out. Okay, that's the Nerd Sunday NFT. If we win, we're going to get that to all of you. Well, we'll let you mint one for 2 ADA, so it's basically free. If you're an interested community member, you can participate in the SPO voting by going to iso.sundaeswap.finance. From here, you can search for your favorite pools and decide who to vote for. You can select up to 2 pools and we'll rank them as your first and second choices. You select your top SPOs by searching for them and by selecting them from the drop-down menu. Place them in your order of preferences. From there, you can click Vote. Next, you have to vote. To have your vote counted, you must send yourself some of your own ADA so that your vote can be registered on the Cardano blockchain. You vote by recording your vote in an ADA transaction that you submit, which is why you need to send some small amount of ADA to yourself. You will have instructions that will allow users with any ADA wallet to participate. If you have the NAMI wallet, we will use their DApp connector feature. If you have any other wallet, you will be told a very specific amount of ADA, such as 2.381, that's the nerd number, and you'll be asked to send that amount to yourself. This amount encodes the first and second choice for your SPOs. Any such transactions from Epoch 302 to Epoch 303 will be considered a vote in the selection. Contributing a number of votes equals to the ADA at the transacting stake address of the Epoch 302. Epoch 302 starts on November 11th at 21:45 UTC. Cardano slot 4100676 and ends on November 16th, 21:45. Cardano slot 4553276. In this way, anyone will be able to read the state of the blockchain and independently conclude the same election results. I know you nerds will check the election results, right? If you wish to change your vote, all you have to do is repeat this process. Only your lightest vote counts. So if anyone has a second thought on Nerd, come send a little bit of 2.381 to your own wallet at this time. And maybe if we win, you all will actually get the Nerd Sunday NFT. Limited edition. One time only. When does the SPO voting start? Voting will begin during Epoch 302 scheduled on this date. We expect voting to open sometime early on the 12th of November. If you are viewing this page before then, please click back and check on the voting. When does SPO voting end? Now, this part was interesting. We currently plan to end the SPO voting with the end of Epoch 302. So that means around 17th of November 21, 5 days. Given that this is a new process for everyone, we may decide on holding the vote open for a few days longer, and we'll let everyone know via Discord, Twitter, Telegram, and any new SPO voting end date. That's interesting. So maybe it'll be 7 days, but it's looking like it's going to be 5 days. How is my vote counted? Your voting power is the amount of ADA in your wallet. Now, that says to me that if people have like huge pools versus like somebody who has a very small pool, how does that person stand any chance ultimately? Is that right? The ADA in your wallet. So folks, if you're a nerd whale, from my heart to yours, please vote for Nerd. All love from me to you. Thank you very much for all the support. I call you the Nerd Angels. I could not make these videos without your support. You guys do everything for me, and you allow me to make this great content and create this great community. And I just want to say, bless you. This is in God's hands, but God bless you, and, vote for Nerd. So you can vote multiple times, but only your last one will count. When will the SPO voting results be published? While the vote is ongoing, you will be able to see the total number of votes as well as your own personal vote. After the vote has ended, we will tally the results and publish a dedicated results page. When will the DEX launch? Soon. That is huge. That's not a Trump endorsement, by the way. It's just a bad Trump impression. Soon. We are huge. Soon we are completing our industry-leading code and process audit with runtime verification. I heard from an inside source, by the way, they've made some really, really great progress on the product. And I'm not going to say who that was, but it's a very, very, very credible source. And I see good things in the future for Sunday, and I think we all do, because if you've watched the interviews on Bloom, or you watch the like Pi Lanningham or any of the folks from Sunday, their marketing is great. But if you actually hear them talk about what they're doing, they just seem a step above everyone else. Once again, not a developer, just my take. And it will launch as soon as it is possible. What is ranked choice voting? The ISO SPO vote will use a system known as ranked choice voting. Participants vote their 1 and 2 choices. At the end of the voting period, votes will be tallied and winners will be selected as follows. Participants' first choice will be tallied, and the SPOs will be sorted according to this vote count. The SPO with the fewest votes will be removed. Any participants who voted for that SPO will have their votes transferred to their second choice. If participants' second choice has already been eliminated, then no votes will be transferred. The process repeats from step 2 until only 40 SPOs. Okay, 40 SPOs. I thought it was 30. 30 winners and 10 on the wait list remain. Okay, there you go. So there you have it, folks. Those are the rules. I think that the Nerd stands a decent chance, and I hope that you guys will back me up, because I can tell you that if you back me up, I'll back you up for the rest of the time that Cardano is around. And I would say that is going to be forever. Folks, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you staking with Nerd. I appreciate you voting for Nerd in the ISPO. And if I don't see you, I'll see you on the internet. I'm out.
Stake with Nerd.